Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, team? This is SVP Aaron Gooderman. This is Monday's TLG-GT Live. Welcome. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. We're absolutely crushing it here out in Wake Forest, but I'm excited to continue to do this show, excited for the people to plug in along with yourself. For those of you who are on YouTube right now, you can share the YouTube, but we're also live streaming on Facebook. If you go to the TLG-GT business page, you can go ahead and live stream. You can hit the share button as well on there. So we're live streaming in 2 different locations right now. But let's start out with some edification. We've got a lot of agents that are absolutely crushing it. We're going to start out with the top 10 from week 2. Absolutely killing it on the leaderboard. So this is week 2, May. Coming in number 10, we've got Van Barnett with 3,289 on 4 applications. Number 9, Mandy Treadway with $3,963 on 5 applications. Number 8, Chad Gooderman with $4,025 on 2 applications. Number 7, Nelson Alvarez with $4,320 on 2 applications. Number 6, Lateef Duncan with $4,343 on 6 applications. Great job, Lateef. We've got Joe Keller, number 5, with $5,044 on 5 applications. Number 4, Jonathan Price with $5,162 on 5 applications. We've got number 3, Paul Dice with $5,432 on 3 applications. Number 2 for the week, Micah Uzri with $8,161 on 9 applications. Look at that app count for Micah Uzri. Absolutely out there killing it. Micah is a 20K producer. Y'all look out. Number 1 for the week, Josh Harris, current diamond producer, current belt holder, and defending title holder. We've got $8,557 with 8 applications for week 2 May leaderboard. I also want to give some shout outs. Shout out to Shalay North, 21-year-old with 3,510. Shalay is killing it. Y'all look out for this girl. She is on a warpath. We've also got veteran agent Latasha McCoy is back with 1,700 and on the books. And y'all look out for Latasha. She's a queen in this industry. She absolutely crushes it. I'm excited to have her back, and y'all look out for her on the leaderboards. Also, shout out to Nathan Bolschweiler for his I believe I don't know if it's his first app, but I gotta check that. But 2,877 AP, absolutely crushing on his appointment. This is an up and comer as well. Also, top 15 mid-month will be coming out today, so y'all look out for it. We'll be posting that all over social media, also in Workplace if you are contracted with us as of now. So we've also got Workplace engagement. Speaking of Workplace, for those of you that are contracted, we do a lot of communication in Workplace. It's a learning management system that Kimberly Noretto, Vice President Kimberly Noretto, put together for us. So if you haven't yet, make sure that you download Workplace to your phone. Make sure that you turn on notifications. Should be Workplace and Workplace Chat. Put it on your home screen, your front screen, and turn the notifications on, because we are in there constantly all day, every day, just putting up training and communication that's imperative to your success. So if you haven't done that yet, number 1, you may not be contracted. You got to get your license and get through Sure LCE contracting as fast as possible so you can get in Workplace. Number 2, if you are contracted, get it on. Let's make sure you have it on your phone and just start communicating. We can see who does and who doesn't. Those are the ones we know that we can count on and who are focused and driving forward. We're going to give you a massive amount of support. About TLG's coming up. So we have an About TLG in Raleigh this week on the 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. We'll be putting out different flyers and marketing for that as well. Also, Greenville, South Carolina on the 21st. That's between 6 and 8 p.m. as well. Raleigh's hosted by Josh Harris, and Greenville's hosted by Blaze Foray. More coming. Speaking of more, you leaders out there, if you want to have meetings in your area, you've got to start them up. Get with myself, get with Blaze, get with Josh. We'll show you how to start a meeting up and start doing local meetings in your area as well. So it's important. TLG Live. We've been hosting this. This is our second week going live, but we've got our CEO hosting our TLG president and integrity managing partner, hosting TLG Live on June 1st. So make sure there'll be marketing coming out for that. Y'all want to plug into it. It's going to be awesome. Everybody who is anybody within Raleigh will be at the show. We'll be putting that on, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Also, shout out to Americo. Americo just made an announcement that they're going to be raising their 8% You First bonus to 10% for the last half of the year. For those of you that don't know, Americo came on the scene. They offer us a massive comp level, 20% higher than what we're used to. CFG followed suit. And I'm certain other carriers will probably follow suit because they're just absolutely setting this industry on fire. But even on top of that top comp, they give us a You First bonus, which means everything issued over $45,000 annual premium, they're going to cut you a 10% bonus at the end of the year. So if you write $60,000 AP in just a short 6 months, and that's laughable. Like extremely laughable. But if you do, they're going to cut you a check at the end of the year for $6,000. I mean, who wouldn't want an extra $6,000? And on top of that, the additional pay structure that they already offer. Y'all take a look at Americo. Make sure that you are paying attention to them. They're an easy application. They want us to level up our partnerships. So, what else we got? We've got the GT schedule. I want to make sure we go over the schedule one more time with everybody. So on Mondays, we're live right here on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure y'all share from 12 o'clock Eastern to 12:30 Eastern every single Monday. And then we've got Wednesdays for Perspective Hierarchies. The 4A Hierarchy does theirs. And then outside of him, we've got ours hosted by Lake Bella Vance as well, doing virtual sales training. All new agents should be plugging into that. We send out text blasts. We send out reminders. If you're not paying attention, shame on you. Make sure that you guys are hopping on these training. It's only going to elevate your game. So hop on those every Wednesday virtual sales training. And then Fridays, we've got the 20K Mindset Call. For those of you that don't know what the 20K Mindset Call is, it is a conference call. When you hop on, mute your line. When you're ready to ask a question, unmute. But I've got a panel along with myself of $20,000 a month partners, gold partners and above, that want to help answer questions. We love this call. I don't have to plan for this call because you're all just asking questions. We're shooting at the hip, man. We're giving you our perspective over anything that you need to help you move forward. And I guarantee you somebody plugging into that call is going to want the answer too. So it's important that y'all plug in. If you guys want to level up, y'all should be leveling up on these calls. I learned long ago that you need the calls until the calls need you, which means that you've turned into a successful leader and you can train on these calls with us. So make sure that you guys are plugging into all calls. All right, today we want to talk about maximum yield of your schedule. Big blocks, rock, sand, and water. I'll start out with a quick story that I heard years and years ago. It's about maximization of schedule and understanding how to prioritize and fill it up. Right? The more that you fill your schedule up with abundance and income producing activity and priority and creativity and things that are not urgent. This is quadrant 2 of the 4 time management quadrants. But understanding the story behind it. The story I heard, there was a professor standing in a room and he was talking to his students and he pulls out a bucket. Right? And he pulls out this massive bucket. It's a big bucket, lays it right in the middle of the room, and behind him he has another student wheel in, what looks to be a wheelbarrow full of rocks, just different stuff, right? So he runs an exercise with his students. He says, we're going to talk about filling up your schedule, but first of all, we're going to fill up this bucket. And what he does is he takes these big giant boulders and he fills this bucket to the brim. He fits, probably 5 or 6 big boulders in this bucket. He fills it all the way up. And he says, hey, all right, can anybody tell me, is this bucket full? And one student from the back, they raise their hand. They say, yes, this bucket's full. This bucket is full, professor. And he says, I don't know about that. So he grabs some small rocks and he starts placing some small rocks in the crocks. Where the big rocks are leaving some space open, and he's placing the small rocks in there and just filling it to the top. And he fills this thing all the way up, and he's got spaces covered, and he's added more into it. And he says, all right, anybody else want to try? He says, "Is this bucket full?" And they all look at him and are like, "That bucket looks pretty full. That's a pretty full bucket. You got big rocks. You got those rocks in there. I don't know. That's a pretty full bucket. I don't think you fit any more rocks in it." And he goes behind his desk and he grabs a bag of sand. And he grabs the sand and he starts filling this bucket up with sand, and all the sand's falling in between the cracks, the crevices, and he's just filling up all the space. And the sand's falling in, and it's really filling this bucket up. And I mean, he empties this whole bag of sand, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you can fit this whole bag of sand in there." And he empties it into the bucket, and he levels it off, right? He's like, shh, shh, shh. Boom. Now you can't even really see the big blocks and the rocks anymore because he's leveled it off with sand. He just said, "All right, who thinks this bucket is full now?" Because he's already blown their mind a couple times now. So they raise their hand like, "Yeah, that bucket's pretty full." And he grabs a jug of water from back behind his desk, and he walks up and he fills the bucket up, and the water's going into the bucket. And he ends up topping that bucket off, and then now he says, "Now this bucket is full." And I want you to understand that exercise because it's important. It's important to fill up your schedule on a weekly basis. A lot of us think that we are super busy, but we could probably maximize our schedule and our hours if we're tracking them to the best of our ability. And I want you to understand what I mean by big blocks, rock, sand, and water. Big blocks are things that you put in your schedule that are conference calls, the calls that are immovable, the unmovable objects, the things that you're going to put in there, and you're going to keep them consistent on a weekly basis. So, when we're talking about immovable objects, we're talking about the conference calls on Mondays, this live call right now, the Wednesday call, right? The virtual sales call, the Friday calls. These are things that are immovable. If you've got family time that you want to remain consistent on a weekly basis, that should be an immovable object, really, because I personally think that, it's God family business. So make sure that you are putting those blocks in your schedule and you're working around them. Now maximize, because there's a saying, right? The more time clocked in, the more you're gonna make on a weekly basis. Spend more time clocked in than time clocked out in order to maximize your success. So when we're talking about a schedule, and we actually have a fillable schedule that we could send you. Ask your upline and we can send you a fillable schedule with the big blocks around it. But guys, we're always sending reminders and things like that anyway. So, what are the rocks that you could put in there? So rocks that you could fill up your schedule with are training, sets, dial sessions, recruiting, administrative things. The sand, more appointments, maybe non-income producing activity because we work hard, we play hard, right? But it should be able to be moved if you need it to be moved, right? Sand is an easily moved object. So when I'm talking about 90 IPAs, if you haven't hit your sales goal for the week and you had a 9 IPA scheduled, well, you should probably get back in business because you don't want your store to close. So it's movable. Water, those are just fill-ins, right? Fill in that time with water, you got to eat, you got to sleep, you got to use the bathroom, you got to shower. Like all those things should be fill-ins to maximize your time. If you're not keeping a consistent schedule on a weekly basis, you're not doing your business and your family justice. There was a saying I learned a long time ago from Art: commitment to consistency yields financial and emotional stability. When you guys get consistent in your commitment of your schedule on a weekly basis, then you'll find success. It's what I learned a while ago. Again, is be a slave to your schedule. I know we don't have a boss. We're all 1099 contractors here, right? We don't have anybody over our shoulder breathing, telling us when we should wake up, when we should dial, you have to do this. We're not that type of coach. We'll tell you what to do, but we're not that type of coach on a weekly basis. So make sure that you guys are putting that schedule in, and make sure that you're paying attention to it and absolutely attacking it. What should it look like, guys? On Saturday, the most important time to dial is what we call Saturday morning power hours. If you guys are hungover or whatever you are, maybe you went out on Friday and you're not maximizing your weekends, like people are home. And we're talking about sales, we're talking about, especially with mortgage protection or final expense, standard life insurance in general. But these are people that usually have 9 to 5 jobs and they're home on the weekend just chilling. And if you call them and start to make your dials on the weekend, you're going to start getting a hold of people. So when we talk about Saturday morning power hours, that's 8 a.m. sharp. And some agents are like, oh, well, should I dial at 9 or 10? Yes, you should dial at 9 or 10, but you should start at 8. And you're going to get a ton of answers and people by 8, from between 8 and 9 a.m. because sometimes, if it's me, I'm out the door going to Home Depot, or I'm out, getting ready for the kids' athletic practices or actual games by 10 o'clock. So you want to make sure you catch them. If you're working virtual with us, right? Virtual sales, y'all should be running same day and next day appointments. So that's your Saturday. And I'm talking about full-time agents. Sunday, Sundays, you're either running overflow appointments or you're off. You're making dials. Whatever you do on Sundays is what you do. Like this is a suggested schedule. Your schedule is flexible. All right, Mondays, if you're clocked in, we should be doing dials and sets. That immovable block is 12 p.m. this live show. Afterwards, more dials and sets. Y'all should be tracking 50 to 100 dials a day and set in same days and next days. Attacking 3 to 4 sets a day, sitting half of those and writing 1 to 2 applications a day of an average of $1,000 to $2,000 annual premium per case. That's what it looks like to be a successful agent in this system, and that's what we validated. On Tuesdays, dials and sets and recruiting. On Wednesdays, dial sets, check pending, check and do administrative, do some recruiting. Make sure that if you guys don't have appointments during the week between 6 and 8 p.m., you should be dialing between 6 and 8 p.m. Important. Thursdays, we eliminated the call, so y'all should be doing dials and sets. We have maximized your weekly schedule for productivity. All right. Friday, 10 a.m., 20K call. And then if you want to maximize dials and sets in there as well, go get it. That's what it's all about, guys. Same day and next day appointments. Take ownership of your agency, your business, your production, your levels, your promotions. You see this over my shoulder here, guys. Nobody's looking to hold you back. Y'all should be promoting up every 2 months based on productive work ethic. If you hit it, you're going to earn it. And that's how you make more money. Y'all want to how do I make more money in this system? 1, get leads, make dials, write production, hit your levels, move up, and get paid more. Take responsibility for your success and personal growth. Take control of your schedule and your time. Your business is a reflection of you. Are you the type of agent that you would want to hire in your agency? Take a look back. Look in the mirror is where it always is. So your business is always a reflection of you. Are you disciplined and predictable, or are you chaotic and lackluster? Is your business thriving, or are your distractions taking precedence? Set your foundation with the 8 steps to success. And if you don't know what that is, we'll go over that. Ask your upline, ask whoever invited you on this call what those 8 steps are. They are the building blocks, the foundation to your success. Start doing each of them and watch your world change and flourish. We hire agents based on their ability to listen, work, associate, and communicate. It really is just work, guys. The success is going to be found in your discipline, your focus, your work ethic, and your consistency of schedule. Make yourself until you break your old self. Success is all about change. So whatever you've been doing over and over and over again for as long as you can remember, if you want something different, you've got to start doing something different. You've got to level up your activity. You've got to make sure, like if you've been at 8 to 10,000 in production forever, guys, all you got to do is get more lead systems, get more leads and make more dials, set more appointments. This is appointment driven, and it is so predictable, the money and the success that we can yield in TLG. So if you need help, reach out, reach up. That's what mentorship is for. We want to help you on a daily basis. We're going to answer your calls because that's what we do. I'm proud of each one of you. You guys crushed it last week, but you know what? It's time to set some records. For those of you who haven't hit 20K a month yet, it's time you put your head down and you start making it happen for you and for your family. That's what it's all about, guys. We've got so much to eat here at TLG, and if you're hungry, just go get it. We've got a system that is plug and play. So we got things going on this week. So hopefully you guys have appointments set. You're absolutely focused. You're ready to rock and roll. And I'm getting on the phones. I'm going to go hire probably 15, 20 more people this week. We are on a massive growth curve, and I am proud and I'm grateful to be a part of this company. I hope you are too. I love y'all. Bye.
September we met, I could tell by your smile. You hadn't been with a good girl like me in a while. Yeah, you were impressed, couldn't leave me alone. Text me every time that you pick up the phone. And I had control in the driver's seat, but my hands are slipping off the wheel. Now the tables have turned, now I'm up all night. I'm picturing